What's up, YouTube? D-Block, the retro video game and toy hunter, coming at you with the first actual toy pickup videos. Um, this video is going to be based off a G.I. Joe lot I picked up at a local thrift shop quite a few months back. Um, it was a Rubbermaid container full of G.I. Joe vehicles and playsets, and truthfully, it was played with. It was kept in a storage shed, I believe, because there was dirt and dead bugs and whatnot. But most of them were not complete. But I was able to piece together a couple of them, and most of them are missing a rocket or a missile here. They're all missing their drivers and whatnot. So let's get started with the first one. All right, the first one we have here is Havoc. It's missing the driver cross country, and it is also missing one of the rockets. It is by far the most complete one I had out of that lot, due to the fact that I had the couple of pieces that were missing from my own Havoc that I had. Basically, I picked up at a Goodwill, I'm going to say like 10 years ago, that was just for pieces, and I was able to put it together. It's about, I'd say about 98% complete, just missing one missile and the driver, which it's easily obtainable via eBay if I feel like paying that. Um, it's it's pretty good. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with it yet, but I will probably wind up selling it or trading it for video games. The next one is the 1985 bridge layer. It's missing the driver and one of the cannons that swivels on the side, and one of the tracks is broken. I was able to piece together this with my other bridge layer. I had, you know, it's it's missing this part right here. It's broken off, and it's missing the other cannon. But from 1985 being played with very much, it's easily fixable. The next one is a Dreadnought Cycle. It's missing the gun and the missiles, but it's pretty intact for just being thrown at the bottom of the container. This is one that I really would like to complete. This one is a Dreadnought Swamp Fire. It's got a broken leg to it. The leg is hanging on by a thread. It's missing the gun, the missiles. So, yeah, if I can come across another one, I can piece it together. Next is the 1987 Series 6 Slam. It's missing all the missiles that came with it, and I believe it doesn't have any of the stickers, weren't placed on it. But other than those minor items, it's very well kept. Next is the 1983 Cobra Fang helicopter. It is missing the bomb, the engine clip, one of the missiles, and one of the propellers broke. I have it. It was at the bottom of the Rubbermaid container, but it's gonna be one of those pull a whole propeller deal off of eBay to complete it. Next is the 1984 Manta. It is I believe was a mail away G.I. Joe vehicle. It's missing the sail. Sail's been ripped. It came with a backpack that you were able to break down the entire little surfboard deal and it would pack into the into the backpack, and it's also missing a machine gun that came with it, and I do believe it is missing. It came with, I believe, one little missile, but it's still a kind of cool piece to have. That was something I didn't have as a kid. I didn't know about it. If not, I would have tried to get the mail away for it. But I'm gonna look on eBay to see if somebody's making replacement sales for them, or make a custom one myself out of cloth or some kind of, yeah, probably cloth. But this is one I definitely want to restore. Next is the 1987 Series 6 Cobra Sea Ray. It's missing the driver's Sea Slug, and it is missing two of the missiles, and one of the guns on the side is hanging on by a thread. Um, it was pretty beat. I'm surprised that I was able to get it to hold together, and the two pieces that it broke down into. The clips are very worn. I believe one is missing. Next is the 1989 Series 8 hovercraft. It's missing the antenna in the back, and one of the missiles is broken. Um, I'm just going to go ahead and super glue it back together to hold it in place. Um, it's fairly. I had never seen this one. It's kind of a cheesy little vehicle. I guess it was part of like a playset style little vehicle type deal. Next is the 1985 Checkpoint playset. It is missing the clipboard, the ladder, the speed bump, and I do believe it is missing the antenna or one more of the little lights or guns. I forgot what it is. All right, next is the 1984 Machine Gun Defense Unit. It is missing the gun, ammo belt, ammo can, and one of the little roadblock deals is missing one of the legs to it. So this is just basically, oh, and one of the legs on the restricted area sign is broken. Next is the 1986 Series 5 Outpost Defender. It's missing the crate and guns and one of the posts to it. Like I said, these were played with. They belonged to some kid back in the day who enjoyed them as I enjoyed mine thoroughly back when I was a kid. Um, I did pay $14.99 for the Rubbermaid container at my least favorite thrift shop in town, Texas Thrift, off of Ingram. That is a savage place. It's, like I said in a previous video, it's dirty. It's it's always a madhouse there, but when I do go, occasionally I will find a gem, and this time for 15 bucks I wasn't leaving this Rubbermaid container behind. Next is the 1985 Forward Observer unit, and all that it has is the tent. It's missing everything else. No, the lone survivor of the Forward Observer unit. The next couple items are going to be basically miscellaneous items that were in the Rubbermaid container. Um, One vehicle that's for parts only because it's not even complete, and I'm going to show last the biggest piece of the deal, which sadly is not complete. Next is the 1986 Series 5 G.I. Joe Devilfish, which is just the bottom of the Devilfish, one gun, one missile, and two motors. It's missing everything else. This is basically parts only. Next is this, um, I'm assuming it's a piece of a playset for a Remco toy line. I know they did have a little G.I. Joe, 3 3/4 style line. I believe this is from some playset that belonged to that Remco. It says Remco on the bottom, and there's a little tent type little parachute deal. I don't know what it is. Um, couldn't find any of this stuff on Yojo, so it's definitely got to be, Remco playsets and whatnot. And finally, the big piece that was sadly incomplete is a 1983 G.I. Joe headquarters command center. It's got the two side walls where you can put the tank and the Jeep. It's got the. I'll show the rest of the parts, but it's missing the center section where the gel's housed and the command center little deal is, and where the gun mounts. Um, I'll show the rest of the parts I have to this, but it was sadly incomplete, and a lot of the panels, the little hook tabs are broken, so they're they will hold in place once if it's all together, but it's not it's missing a lot of crack. A lot of them are cracked. There's more of the GI Joe headquarters. There's the gun, the helipad, and the cell, the gel cell. But some of the tabs on the gel cell are broken, which is fairly common what I've seen in other YouTube videos. Um, it's just sad that that center part wasn't there at least, to have it complete. Um, the gun still works. It's not broken. And it has some of the smaller parts I'm about to show here. See, this is the one that I picked up at Goodwill for 99 cents, thinking it was G.I. Joe related because it looks like a G.I. Joe military vehicle. But I have yet to be able to find anything on yojo.com or anything on it. I don't even know where it comes from. But the figures fit on it, so maybe I'll do something with it. Next are these two vehicles. One's a Jeep and one's like a little sand dune buggy type deal. Well, they're not G.I. Joe, they're not Hasbro. One of them is Soldier Force, and the other one I couldn't find any kind of markings on it for a brand. But the 3 3/4 G.I. Joes fit in them, so I figure I might repaint these and make them some custom vehicles or do something with them because they do look cool. They do look like they would fit in the G.I. Joe line. Last is the 1986 Triple T Sergeant Slaughter vehicle. It is missing the back cover and the missiles. It's missing Sergeant Slaughter, and the steering wheel is been broken. I picked this up for 99 cents at Thrift City. Thrift City's been pretty good lately for retro toys. I'm gonna do another video of some Ghostbuster figures I found, and some random He-Man and Thundercat stuff that I've managed to pull out of that thrift store um, fairly cheap. So that concludes this GI Joe pickups video. It's the first one in the actual toy series um, that I've done. Let me know what you think of this style of video. I did it behind the camera. I'm still shooting with my crappy Windows phone, but hopefully within the next month, um, I'm gonna pick up a GoPro and most likely a decent webcam to film the pickup videos till I can get that digital DLSR Nikon I'm looking at to do the videos. But thank you for your time. Please comment. Let me know which of these vehicles you had as a kid or wanted as a kid. And please like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.